I'm TarotOracle, and this is tarot card counting, a very interesting and unique way to read tarot cards. Now, what is it? Bottom line, you lay out a lot of cards and then you hop and skip around based upon numeric values assigned to each card. So instead of reading in order from left to right, so I start here, then I read this one, then I read this one, you skip and you hop around. So it's kind of fun. The obvious question is going to be, why do this? Number one, it builds a narrative story. Instead of sequentially going from left to right, you get a nice little story based upon how the cards want you to wander around the spread. You can also use elemental dignities. By the way, if you don't know elemental dignities, a video coming soon explaining it. It's also based on the old school Golden Dawn method. This has been around a very long time. There's also a variety of methods that you can use. So if you go to a ace, for example, it could be a 5 or it could be an 11. When you hit a court card, you could have various things to do. And of course, it's another technique in the old tarot toolbox. So it gives you a little bit of variety. It gives you that interesting twist that other people may not have. A little bit of a heads up there. So let's sort of memorize this. The aces, basically we're going to assign, like I just said, values to cards. And then we're going to get those values and we're going to hop along the spread and read that way. It's also good if your deck is well shuffled. It gives you another method of randomization. Okay, aces, they're 5. So there are a number 5. Some places say 11, some places say 5. We're going for 5 for the purpose of this video. If you want to use 11, I couldn't care less. You know what I mean? That's up to you. But for this video, we're using a 5. Pip cards are basically the number at the bottom of the card. So we have a 3, that's going to be a 3. So a 3 of cups would be a 3, a 4 of cups would be a 4, a 4 of swords would be a 4, a 3 of swords would be a 3. Anything from 2 to 10 in the pip cards is just going to be the value of the number down here. Now, the pages, let's go with court cards. Court cards get weird. We'll go over this later. But a page is going to be a 7, and all the other court is going to be a 4. So pages are a 7, and we're going to run into a page later when we practice. So memorize that. It's going to be super easy. You're going to see it 100 times. And the rest of the court is going to be a 4, no matter if it's a knight, queen, or a king. It's always a 4. Now let's do the mother letters of the Hebrew alphabet with the majors. Basically, the Fool, the Hanged Man, and Judgment are all going to be a 3. So the 3 mother letters, the Fool, Hanged Man, and Judgment, all going to be a 3. And the 9 majors that represent planets are going to be a 9, obviously. Let's check those out. We got the Magician, High Priestess, Empress, Wheel of Fortune, Tower, Sun, and World. You don't have to memorize these. The handout is in the description, link in the description for your free PDF handout that tells you all of this stuff in an easy, look-upable, is that a word, way. All right, the rest of the majors are going to be the 12 signs of the zodiac. Those are going to represent the number 12. That includes the Star, Justice, Temperance, Devil, Moon, Emperor, Hierophant, Lovers, Chariot, Strength, Hermit, and Death. Again, PDF, you don't have to memorize this right now. PDF in the description gives you a nice lookup table, and you get the handout for this as well. So let's talk about counting. We count from left to right unless there's a court card. Again, court cards get weird. You can do a variety of things with them. We'll explain it in a minute. Then you skip to the next card and you tell a story with it. So basically, instead of from left to right or from right to left, whatever you read, the story goes a hop and a skip away. Now, if you land on the same card twice, some people say the reading is done. There are a variety of rules with this, as with everything in tarot and astrology and anything. There are a variety of rules. The reading is done. Now, do you read it twice? So if I have the Lover's card and I read the Lover's card meaning, and then I get on the Lover's card the second time, do I read it again? Or do I just ignore it and end the reading? Well, there's some confusion. Some people say read it twice. Some people say don't. That is going to be up to you. I do not read it twice since I already read it. So again, the reading is done once you hit that same card twice. All right, let's show you an example. Either you're ready for an example now. You're like, what in the world are you talking about, Tarot Oracle? We're going to hop and skip. Let's see. By the way, I didn't create this system. So you're about to see, you don't skip 3 ahead, you skip 2 ahead. So, I mean, follow the rule. Follow the rule. I didn't create it. All right, you ready? I'm a Virgo. I recognize the problem. Now, we're going to go to the Fool as our first card. We start at the left. Again, left to right, unless we get turned around by a court card. So now we're going to skip ahead 3 because the Fool is a 3. You remember the 3 mother letters? The Fool represents a 3. We're going to skip ahead 3 cards. Now, we count the Fool as one of the 3. So it's not 1, 2, 3. It's the Fool represents 1. Death is going to be 2. And the 2 of Swords is going to be 3. Now we're back to this sentence here. Yes. 1, 2, 3. All right. So our reading is that we are going on an adventure. I love adventures. Yay, golf clap adventure. We're going on an adventure. Your question involves an adventure, and we're going on it indeed. Now, one of the problems with the adventure is you don't really know what to expect. You're a little bit of closed body language with that 2. You're a bit defensive about this adventure. Maybe it's somebody else wants you to go on this adventure and you don't want to go. Maybe it's something you haven't been looking forward to. You're definitely not excited about it at all, right? That 2 of Swords says, I'm not too thrilled about this little adventure that we're going on. But that's okay. So there's your reading so far. We got the Fool and the 2 of Swords. Now, the 2 of Swords obviously represents the number 2. Again, from 2 to 10 in all of the minors, we hop the number at the bottom, the 2. So again, we count the current card. 1, 2. Now we land on the 9 of Swords. Ooh, this reinforces your hesitation about this adventure, doesn't it? It does. You have a hesitation because of the 2, and you have worry as well. I think maybe this venture that we're going on may not be the best idea for you. And again, it seems like we're just avoiding it. I mean, don't you get the feel that why would you worry about something you just found out about? You wouldn't. I think this is some adventure that you've known about for a while. You've known about this and you're really hesitating and delaying it. You're a little bit too concerned, quite frankly, right? The 9 of Swords. So we landed on there. So our path so far is we got on the Fool, which represents a 3. We went 1, 2, 3. Now we have a 2 from 2 to 10 on the minors. We hop the number at the bottom, which is a 2, counting the current card. That's 1, 2. So that's our adventure so far. That's our reading so far. Now, obviously, from 2 to 10, we hop that number. So this is a 9. This is a 9. Now we're going to loop around. When you get to the end, you loop, okay? So let's skip 9 ahead. So we got 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we end up on the next card, basically, which is going to be the Page of Swords. Now, here's where it gets weird. A lot of different things you can do with the Page of Swords as far as what comes next. But let's read the Page of Swords. So far, we have an adventure we're going on. We're a bit hesitant. Maybe we're blindfolded to it. We don't know a lot about it. We're concerned about it. I got that. And the Page of Swords is all elements. He is the spy. He has all the elements combined. And so he's prepared for pretty much anything. No matter what the adventure holds, no matter how worried we are about it, no matter how much information we don't have, we're going to be okay. We're going to be prepared for it. It's not going to be a detrimental thing to us. So that's how we read the Page of Swords. Now, we need to go to the next card, but it gets weird. It gets weird. Why? Because the page, like I said, court cards have a little weirdness with them. Obviously, in the beginning, we know that a page is a 7. We already did that. So a page is a 7. The knight, queen, kings, they're a 4, right? We need to do something with this page. Now, there are some weirdness. There are some weirdness. Yes, there is some weirdness involved. Why? Because we have 3 things we can do. We can go the direction of the page. So if the page is facing left, we might be able to reverse direction and go left. If the page is facing right, we're going to go right. What if the page is staring at us and facing forward? Well, then one of these applies to it, because obviously you can't go the direction of the page when he's staring right at you. So the direction the dude's facing, we go that way. That's not always left to right or right to left. It could be the opposite. Depends on where you're going. The second option is to just turn around. Do a 180. Do a 180, turn that car around, and go the opposite way. So this solution is to change to the opposite direction. This option is available to us if the page is staring right at us, or if that court card is staring directly ahead, or maybe they're staring away from us, right? We can turn the opposite direction. Just because they're facing at us doesn't mean that there's not anything else in the card. If there's an animal in the card, maybe there's a bird flying left, we could do that and use that for the direction if you want to use this still. It doesn't mean that if any object or anything is facing in a direction and you want to go that way, you can do that. It doesn't need to be the page or the queen, king, knight, whatever. The other one is just be boring and just hop along left to right as usual and don't change. So let's do the facing direction method, all right? We landed on the page. We're still here trying to figure out what to do. And we decide to go with option 1, which is I want to go the direction the page is facing, which is obviously, as he said, it's going to be going this way. Now we remember the page is a 7. I got that. So now let's hop 7. Let's go 1, because we count the page, remember? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we land on the 7 of Pentacles. You are prepared for this journey indeed, but the 7 of Pentacles says that this journey is important because it is establishing something for later. We're planting seeds for later on this journey. In other words, the journey is not going to fix our problem. The journey is just going to be planting some seeds that we need for later. So now right here, we're going to have to go 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 afterwards, right? Because now we're going to the left. So if you want to continue going to the left, that's fine. Or if you want to change direction and go right, now that the court card is resolved, that's fine too. You determine how you want to go. Again, this is a variety. Personally, if I'm going a new direction, I'm going to stay that direction until something turns me around. That's just me. So let's facing direction reverse. What do I mean by that? What if the page is reversed? What if the page is reversed? Now we're going to the right. Okay? So now we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we end up on the 9 of Swords, and the reading is over. You remember? If we go to the same card twice, the reading is done. That's an option because the rule we chose was I'm going the direction, and therefore the page is going right. Now I'm going to the right, and the reading is now over. Do we read this again? I wouldn't. Personally, you can. I wouldn't. There are multiple solutions to this in books and on videos and on websites. The second option is to reverse direction the minute I hit a page. All right. So again, we hit the page. We're going left to right, and we hit this page. The page is a 7. I want to go with rule number 2, which is I want to reverse direction and do a complete 180. Now I'm going to the left, and I'm going to continue going to the left forever until I hit another court card. So now we end up in the 7 again. And the last option is just to be boring. Just keep going left to right. Screw all these stupid rules. If you do that, you're going to end up with the 9 of Swords and the reading is over. So again, there are multiple solutions to how you want to do this. What is your style? What do you want to do? That's going to be sort of the adoption period here as to where you want to be and where you want to go. All right, now what about embedded meanings, bigger picture meanings here? Elemental dignities are documented as important here. Again, a new video coming out for elemental dignities soon. You're going to love it. You need to be subscribed. You got to be subbed to see all this good stuff. Okay, the short hop. What does that mean? What if I'm hopping 1 card away or 2 cards away and I'm doing a little short hop? That could mean there's a short time frame. I'm looking for a job. T.O., I need a job. I'm looking for a job. And I got a short hop. It could mean a short time frame. Oh, yes, perfect. I'm going to get a job in a short time frame. Looking great. Or it could be not important or not relevant. Maybe this card doesn't have as much weight as the long hop cards do. So I short hopped to that page. It could be not relevant. It could be not important just because it was a short hop away. It also could mean that it's quick to resolve. So I have a job offer. I'm waiting on this job offer. How long is it going to be before I wait? Or how long is it going to be before my ex-husband calls me or whatever? A short hop could say it's quickly going to turn around. You get a fast response or a quick resolution. Maybe I'm waiting for a package and it's lost, it's delayed. When is it going to come? It could be quick to resolve. Maybe I'm in a court case. It could be quick to finish up. It's good news when you have a short hop sometimes. What about a long hop? I'm over here on the Fool, way over here on the left on the Fool, and it makes me hop like 12 all the way over to the other end of the spread, all the way over here. All right. That could mean it's a long time frame. It could be I'm looking for a job. It's going to be a while. I mean, you also could be delayed. It could function as a mountain in Lenormand where you just have a delay. You have a long time to wait or you have a delay, a long time frame or delay. It could be slow to resolve. I have this messy divorce. Is that going to be over quick? I'm waiting for my ex-husband to call. Is that going to be quick? Maybe not. Maybe it takes a long time to resolve this situation or to get through this situation. You also could have a slow response. I'm waiting like DYB on my stream asks about checks coming in a lot. If I have a long hop, those checks could be a little bit slow on the response. All right, and sort of the last thing, what if you're looping all the time? In other words, every single time or on this particular card to this particular card, I'm looping. So I'm looping from here, I'm going all the way to the right, I'm looping all the way back so that it's a big number like a 12, right? So it's a big number and I'm hopping along and I'm looping from this card to the next card. What could that mean? It could mean a repeating pattern. Or it could mean the situation seems to never end. Every time I hit a card, it loops me around to the end and back to the beginning. If you have a constant pattern of that, this situation may not end. It may seem like it's just a roller coaster. It's difficult to escape from it. It just seems to be going on forever and ever. Or you could have a repeating pattern. Maybe we have a pattern where it's always the same problem. It's always the same issue. You need to escape that and get something fresh on there. So the last question is obviously going to be, how many cards do you lay out? Well, that's up to you. You could do 9 cards. You could lay out 20 cards. It doesn't matter. It's up to you. You do what you feel like. What fits on your table? What looks nice? What is a good amount of cards to lay out in a row? You figure that out. And that is going to be how this goes. And that is going to be the end of the video. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe. And onto the Patreon spam we go. And the rumors are true. Did you know I had a Patreon? A Patreon is where you can support me. If you like the work I do, if you like the things that you see on the channel, consider supporting me. What do you get, you ask? By the way, 51 patrons. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for all of your support. Everybody on screen is a Patreon supporter. Thank you, and thank you again. I cannot tell you how much your support means to me. I greatly appreciate that. Now, why are they there, you ask? Well, you get all the handouts from all of my projects. So if I have a handout for the collabs or the Tarot and the Seasons, the Selling Your Tarot on Kickstarter, Psychic Fair Secrets, all of the handouts, all of the cheat sheets. You get it all, including all of my books that I've written, the TarotOracle's book, Echoes of Nature book, and the upcoming book that I have for the Waterfall Tarot deck. In addition, you get the Fluffy Virgo Lenormand and all the Lenormand cloths are all included. But the best part, one of the best parts as well, is I teach you how to draw. So if you're interested in drawing stuff, if you're interested in getting pet portraits out the window, I teach you secrets on how to do that in like 4 to 5 hours. You can draw the animals you see on the screen. I have secrets to how to do it super quickly. I have super quick method to where everything you see on the screen was done in 4 to 5 hours. What can you do with this? You can go to your local Facebook groups and sell it. You can go on Etsy and sell pet portraits and make some pretty good cash. I mean, on Etsy, just by the way, this is 15 hours, 15 to 20 hours of information and actual instruction. I show you all of the pencils to use, how to use them, all the techniques step by step. Nice, slow manner. And again, this is only 4 hours work. I mean, you see people on Etsy doing realistic pet stuff. They're charging over $100. So, you know, if you're interested in this, if you're interested in cranking this out in like 4 hours, then definitely see my course. My actual pets look better than that. That's kind of, I mean, that was like a 3-hour job there for me. But yeah, the actual pets look better than that. I mean, look at that and compare it to that. I mean, mine look better. I mean, I'm just saying, mine look super realistic, and I only do it 4 to 5 hours. Anyway, thank you for supporting and watching. Please hit that like and subscribe button. And as always, we'll see you next time.